Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Before we begin, we'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, and Kakodash.
All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well, the correct doctrines and exhortations of the heavenly scriptures. Peace and salutations to your hopeful elect Akim brothers that's out there doing this working on truth, faith, sincerity, and fear of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. All right, and as well as you sincere Akwaf, our sisters that come across the videos. Shalom. All right, once again, we out here as we often do. All right, week in and week out. This is a midweek camp. All right, to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom. All right, this wicked kingdom of America, aka Babylon, in the scriptures. All right, and we see the end being manifested. All right, it's becoming more and more clear that we're in the time of the end. All right, the signs are in the air. All right, and matter of fact, Habakkuk. And the brother got a topic we're gonna go into as pertains to what they finna do with YouTube. You know, they tightening the noose, or the big squeeze is coming. You know, and right now they're trying to further their control and grip on the earth. You know, just Habakkuk 2.
All right, it's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, starting at verse 2, and it reads, "And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it."
Right, and the vision is talking about the prophecies written in the scriptures, right? And the plain upon tables is the scriptures, you know, that he may run that readeth it. Blessed is the man that readeth, right? So, you know, we hear the prophecies and we run with it, you know, we run and we go speak, we run and go tell it, you know, and these prophecies, man, they jumping off the page, man. All right, it's popping off and it getting closer. Mainly the MARK, the beast, popping up in Revelation the 13th chapter. All right, because that's the end goal. All right, for total control that the elites want to establish on the earth. Okay, and they're gathering data right now. They're using different sources like Palantir, you know, to accumulate data. All right, because like that devil Yuval Noah Harari said that the future rulers of the world is going to be controlling the data. All right, the data is like the most important thing, you know. And why is that? Because that allows for people to be tracked and monitored, and all, you know, all your records, man. They're going to put it all in one central database that's going to be tied to that chip. What you got?
God. Habakkuk 2 and 3. "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry."
Right, and to tarry means to delay, you know. It's no longer delaying, man. The prophecies are speaking, you know, loud and clear. And he that has ear to hear, let him hear, you know. A lot of people, they caught up in folly, they don't recognize what's going on, you know, when the signs are right there in front of their face. Mainly us prophesying the word, you know. Get what is it, second Ezra, the 9th chapter.
All right, this is the book. I'm going to start at verse 1. Con, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1. And it reads, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made."
Right, and to measure the times, you know, it's according to the prophecies written in the scriptures. Okay, we see what's going on in the world. We follow in the current events. We're on our watchtower. We looking off into the distance like a prudent man. You know, we're standing upon our watch. Okay, and we see what's going on. We see the enemy coming with his tricks. Somebody can get what is it, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11.
We're
not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. You know, we see what he's trying to, with this whole thing that he's trying to do with his data collection and his what he's finna do on the 13th of this month, I believe it is, concerning YouTube, how you gotta prove your identity. You know, and I think it's because, well, the brother gonna bring it up. We're gonna go into it.
He's at 2.
But you can hold that one, guys. And whatever precept brothers got.
He's at 2 and 10.
2 and 11.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. And it reads, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right. Let's say you should get the advantage of us, but you're going to get the advantage over 2/3 of the nation of Israel. The world in general, majority of the people in the world in general, and 2/3 of the nation of Israel in particular, all right, he's going to get the upper hand because they're not watching. You know, even though we out prophesying the word, we doing these online epistles, we warning the people as we're commanded to do, all right? We're not sugarcoating the truth, giving you the, you know, but people are not accepting it, man. But that's part of the prophecy. You got it. Oh, you can read that again.
Book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11, and it reads, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
All right, and to be ignorant means not to know. All right, we know what this devil is up to. And when you go into this word device, all right, it's
Strong's G 3540.
not Iman, all right, in the Greek, which it says an evil purpose. Okay, it says that which thinks, the mind, thoughts, or purposes. All right, so Esau, Edom, all right, his evil purpose is total control, man. If you could jump to Revelation, what is it? Yeah, Revelation 12:12. Then we're gonna get into the main thing, you know.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 12. Revelation 12 and 12. And it reads, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Right. He said, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. You know, woe meaning destruction. All right, and the thing that's coming is going to come to try the whole world. Revelation 3 and 11. You know, the hour of temptation which cometh to try them that dwell upon the earth. That's everybody. All right, the Revelation 13 chapter concerning the MARK, the beast, that's talking about well, it says it. Both rich and poor, free and bond. You know, everybody pretty much, you know, is going to be tested with that field.
If I may, they're going to cut off the middle class because it's going to be way more easier to control, you know, and manage, you know, and, you know, be able to manage like that as well. So
Yeah, the AI. The
Yep.
AI is going to cut off that middle class.
that's right.
You know, with that big beautiful bill that Trump passed, it's going to completely cut or wipe out the middle class. And then they're going to have to bring in that social credit system because there's not going to be that many jobs there, which is going into prophecy.
It's heavy.
And that word for devil in that scripture the brother read is diablos, which means deceiver.
That's right.
You know, Esau Edom, you know, the way he's bringing it in is very deceptive. All right, it's under the guise of protection. You know, the article or the information the brother got about the kids. You know, they talk about this for protection against children. You know, abuse of children, which they at the top is the main ones abusing children.
Right. Damn.
they using that as a disguise, but they doing all type of gruesome, you know, adrenal to the chrome activity of the children, man.
Yeah, the president inside of the office now is, you know, he you know, he made his mission, you know, when he was campaigning to say, you know, yeah, we're gonna bring out that Epstein list. We're gonna do it. You know, we're gonna force them to bring it out. But then as soon as he got in there, what happened? Well, we don't know what happened to the list. It's gone.
Right.
Right. Right.
It's
Yeah.
gone. You know.
And a lot of Trump supporters is turning back on him because of that. They thought he was gonna reveal the list, but he's the main one on that list.
Right.
You know, you got photos of him with little children, little young women. The same thing they'll lock Jacob for, R. Kelly. You know, for 30+ years.
Yeah.
Here it is. They do it with impunity, man.
Yeah. They're the ones that do the evil, but they make Jake the face of the evil.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like.
You know, and it said the devil is coming down unto you having great wrath because he know that he got but a short time, and that makes me think of Habakkuk. Kind of. Well, not Habakkuk. Job.
Oh yeah.
20 starting at 4.
Yep.
This devil's reign is almost over.
That's right.
His evil reign of terror is almost over. You know, and he sees the writing on the wall. You know, just like it was in the time of Babylon when Nebuchadnezzar or Belshazzar, the son of Nebuchadnezzar, seen that writing on the wall. Man. You know, Job 20, starting in verse 4. It's right after Esther.
To Job 2.
20.
Job 20, starting in verse 4.
It's Book of St. Job. Book of St. Job, chapter 20 and verse 4, and it reads, "Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth?"
Right. So this goes back since the beginning, since the beginning of the earth. This is a common theme that reoccurs over and over again on earth. It's an unbreakable thing, except when we come into power. All right, under our Lord Yahushua. Go ahead.
That's right.
Verse 5, it says that the triumphing of the wicked is short.
Right. The triumphing of the wicked is short. All these different empires that rose into power, these wicked empires, all right, because there's never been a righteous kingdom upon the planet Earth, you know, other than, you know, when Solomon was reigning for 40 years, and then he eventually went off, all right? If a kingdom is totally righteous according to the standard that the Lord set in place according to the law, we will be in power forever, which that's coming via the new covenant, the new covenant under our Lord Yahushua.
That's right.
You know, but it says what again?
Job 20 and 5, it says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Right. So Esau, you know, his triumphing is short. It's short-lived. He only been really in power for a couple hundred years, and he only really been doing it big once he started the industrial revolutions. You know. But then that perpetuated his downfall, because now we in the fourth one. They trying to have the fourth one take place.
That's right.
With merging man with machine.
Yeah.
And that's when you fucked up. You know you fucked up, right? You know. Now you coming to the end, because now you're trying to force it. You trying to go beyond
Beyond your means.
Beyond your means. You know.
Yeah, that's.
It's actually kind of
Go into that.
Job 20 and 6, it says, "Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reacheth unto the clouds."
Right, you know, his satellite systems, you know, his jets, fighter jets, his planes, you know, he's reached into the heavens. You know, now he faked the moon thing, you know, the moon landing, but nonetheless, he's reached a height
Right,
of a certain
that's
level
right.
of glory, you know, and he's got proud because of that.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
You heard about Trump? He's trying to crash. Crash a satellite, a main satellite. And this particular satellite, Salaki, I forgot the name of it, but this particular satellite collects all the data to let the scientists or whatever know how much carbon monoxide is in the Earth atmosphere. You know what I mean? And and Trump literally said, you know, that he doesn't like the dangerous amount of carbon monoxide that's in the atmosphere. He don't like hearing about that. So now he wants them to just take it out of the air.
Yeah, that's stupid, because
We're not gonna solve the problem, just shoot it down. You know, it's
right.
like
Yeah. You know, but that's foolishness, because carbon is an essential element for life. If you don't have carbon, you know, you deplete a lot of life on Earth. And that's the reason why they say humans produce a lot of carbon.
right.
You know, breathing oxygen, we let out carbon dioxide. We let out carbon dioxide. You know, the trees absorb it. You know, and they filter the air in the earth. You know, and
Right.
Esau love to chop them down. You know, that's why the scriptures speak about when thou art allowed laid down, even the trees are gonna rejoice, because no feller is coming against them to chop them down. You know, so this devil gotta go, because this AI, what he's trying to bring in, that's detrimental to the earth. Man.
That's right.
That bringing in automation, you know, that's going to deplete the workforce. I just did a lesson on that. You know how a lot of people are losing their job primarily because AI is taking over. You know, and then they're gonna get to a point where They got robots that can actually move like a human and just then take over the labor jobs.
That's right.
You know, the jobs you do with your hand. You know,
And AI is going to be controlling them. You know,
right?
They got truck drivers now, right? Actually getting pushed out of the truck driving industry and being replaced by Amazon AI trucks that drive the. It literally loads itself, right? And it drives to the destination with nobody controlling. And then when they get there, it unloads by itself. they said a man can load one semi truck, right, within like I believe they said 25 to 30 minutes, right? But the actual machines can load it in 6 minutes. You see?
The elders and the other brothers said Shalom, y'all about Shemel Shabbat. And the elder I now put a scripture up here. 2nd Ezra 9:20, it says, "So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it."
Right. We just went into the word devices, you know, evil plans, purposes, you know, and actual physical devices, you know, with this technology, man. What scripture speak about in Daniel, how knowledge shall be increased.
Yep.
You know, when he told him to go that way into the end being, you know,
Stand at that lot.
Yeah, he was
Oh.
his lot, and then knowledge was going to be increased.
Oh yeah, Daniel 12:4. Yep.
Kind of.
Yep.
So more than likely, Daniel was back on earth now. You know, more than likely he was somewhere at Great Millstone, probably at top elder. You know, knowledge is being increased.
Yeah, right.
So AI, you know, it's
Technology.
able to self-learn. You know, it can learn you know, what you like. You know, it can predict what, you know, like if you ask it certain questions, that it'll give you answers that's catered towards what you want to hear.
You're right.
Like
Yeah.
you just said.
Yeah.
So this is wicked, man.
But that's why they have to collect your data. You know what I mean? Don't forget that you had a lot of these technocrat, tycoon CEOs like at Google, you know, Elon Musk and all of these guys, right? They all came together and agreed that they need to they need to take all information of Americans and dump it into AI. You see? And right now they're doing that, right? Because I actually want to point out too that app called the T app, right? Now the T app was made for women, right? But Esau, remember, he does a diligent search, so he knows you women like to run to mischief and gossip and things like that, you know. So he made this T app, right, for only for women to log in, right, and to pretty much post men and post their experiences with those men, right? Even though women are lying on those on that app, right? But here's the thing, right? Their identity is anonymous, right? So nobody knows it's them, but they can post whatever, right? That's like a fucking playground for a woman and shit. I can say whatever I want with no consequences. Sign me up,
Right.
you know, like,
Yeah, sure.
you know what I mean? So, but here's the thing though, right? It came out that in order for them to make an account, they had to prove that they were women. So what did they have to do? They had to do facial scans, post their social security numbers, their driver's license or ID cards, you know, right? And all of that information, all that data got collected. And guess what? That only lasted for like, I believe 2 or 3 weeks, that app, until they got hacked and all of their information got leaked.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? All of the information got leaked. And where do you think that information went to? It got dumped into AI. You see what I'm saying? And now what they're trying to do now, right, starting August 13th, okay, they have this thing called the KOSA, right? KOSA, right? The Kids Online Safety Act, right? And I'm reading it right here off of Google. It says the Kids Online Safety Act, or KOSA, it says, is a proposed bill focused on protecting children online by requiring social media platforms, that means all platforms, right? Social media platforms to implement safety measures and provide parents with the tools to monitor their children's online activity, right? Now, what does that mean for people that have pages, online accounts, right? Or brothers like us that have YouTube, you know, accounts, right? You're gonna have to prove that you're an adult by doing the same thing the women have to do on that T app, which is maybe a facial scan, a driver's license, maybe a social security card, whatever they're asking for to prove that you're an adult. You see?
Right. And you could already tell it was inching towards that because before you upload a video, they ask you, is this children?
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Kids, you know.
Yeah.
They ask you that ahead of time, so
That's right.
the stage was already set for that.
Yeah. And they're playing off of the women, man.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, right here in Babylon the Great in 2025, in America here, all right, the woman is the head. Okay, she makes the rules here in Babylon the Great. Okay, she runs the household. She's most likely the head of the company or organization.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So they have to target the woman, right? And how else can they target the woman? By saying, no, we're trying to protect the kids. You have kids, ma'am? We're trying to protect them. You know, that's the reason why we're doing this. But really, matter of fact, you got that precept?
Yeah. I'm just bring it up. I can bring it up.
Okay. That's perfect.
This Ecclesiasticus 12 and 16. It says the enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. The enemy is talking about Esau, right? The devil that the Bible speaks of, right? The deceiver, all right? So he speaks sweetly with his lips. You know, he tell you one thing, you know, it's for the children.
It's for the
kids. You know, we gotta protect them. We gotta make sure, you know, that the online activity is safe. All right, but the whole time is for nefarious purposes. It says the enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but his heart imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. Right, the heart goes into the mind. All right, so Esau, even being that crafty devil that he is, all right, doing diligent searches and whatnot, he's imagining how to throw the world into a pit, to put everybody into a box, to corner the world, to tighten the squeeze,
Control.
right, to control, ultimately, all right, and that's what he's doing. And a lot of people are gonna fall right into that pit, all right, because they're like these sheep being led right into the trap, man. First Thessalonians, you know, the 5th chapter goes into that. It says, a little bit more. It says, but if you find opportunity, so like it says, he will weep with his eyes, but if you find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. You know, so he's always waiting to catch you slipping. You know, he got it with the majority of the world. They gonna get totally taken off guard. Matter of fact, you get that from 1 Thessalonians 5, real quick.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, starting at the 1st verse. And it reads, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
Right. Speaking of us and the hope for the elect, Lord willing, be that number. Pursuing Isaiah 33 and 6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. All right. And that's what we've been blessed with through the Holy Spirit. You know, it's this wisdom and knowledge, you know, that we have to hold on to because we don't need it for sure. Right. In order to understand and navigate through the Spirit what's coming.
Yeah.
You know, while the Western world will be bugging out, look for answers.
Right.
Famine of the word. We don't get that to what you guys.
Verse 2, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Right. And as a thief in the night, because these people are in darkness. So in Isaiah the 60th chapter, the whole earth is in darkness and gross darkness for people. But the light of the Lord shall be seen upon thee. And that's what's happening, man. You know, these people don't know what's going on, man. They caught up in folly. You know, they waiting for the NBA season to start. They picking their favorite teams already. They're right and all that, buying season tickets.
Go Cowboys.
Right. The NFL. Well, they waiting on that too.
NFL.
Right. And so that's brand and services, man. As a form of distraction, they were doing the same thing in the Roman Empire.
Yep, that's right.
They running it back. You got
It's the Roman Empire all over.
exactly.
So that's why they're doing the same, you know, as Ecclesiastes.
Right. And that's what Renaissance means. It means rebirth. You know, all when Esau came back into power, that's all he did was rebirth the Roman Empire back into the earth, which it goes back to Genesis, what is that, the 27th chapter, where, you know, this is the time where Esau is going to fulfill his blessing. This is how we know the wicked is ruling the earth, you know, by identifying and adding him up to the scriptures, looking at the so-called white man and looking at the scriptures, and he aligns right with it, you know.
Okay. Verse 3, 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Right. So they cornered, man. All right, he got the world corner. He knows it. All right, and he's watching us because he know that he ain't got us. You know, he's spying, gathering information. He's gonna come after us. You know, we know the persecution is coming. All right, but we got Yahweh by Shemi Al-Shai. That's right. All right, you watching us, but they watching you.
That's right.
Amos, the 9th chapter.
Right. The eyes of the Lord upon the sinful kingdom.
The eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom.
That's right.
You know, so they constantly surveilling this place, man.
That's right.
I was seeing some cold videos of the chariots that people been recording.
Yeah.
They there, man. They ready, bro. Like they man.
Yeah, the recent one you had, it was hovering over a volcano somewhere here in the States.
I was watching one where she might be on a plane and she seen a chariot like off in the distance.
Oh yeah.
And she zoomed in. She had an excellent camera because it zoomed in and then like it cloaked into like it didn't take off, but it cloaked into a cloud. Like it's just like whatever, some sort of technology to where it wrapped itself in like a cloud.
Make it the clouds as chariots.
Yeah, and then you couldn't see it here.
Chariots can be anywhere.
All over the place, you know.
We know, but other people, you know, because they have a lack of knowledge.
Right. You know, that's what it was with the mission. You know,
Yeah.
open the eyes, the open the eyes of the young servant. You know, and he seen all the chariots. He said, "Greater is those that be with us than be with them."
That's right.
The host of heaven, man.
That's right.
The eyes of the Lord, or the angels of the Lord, are 20.
It's not 20 times brighter than the sun.
No. 20,000.
Oh yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Thousands of angels.
Yeah. Kind of.
And hey, it's the same thing today. Okay, it's the same thing today. All right, the angels. What it says, 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I shall be in the midst of them. Okay. What's the other one? Lord, they can't. What does it say?
Hey, Psalms 34 and 7.
They campeth around about them. You could grab it.
Yeah, I grab it.
So, but the angels is here with us, man. You know.
Psalms 3.
How do you think that we get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding?
I got it.
The Lord commanded them to come to come minister to us. Yeah.
This is Psalms chapter 34 and verse 7. It says, "The angel of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, encampeth round about them that fear him and delivered them." Stand about, something it says.
Like to stand round about, you know. But it's like they're a guard, you know, to those that believe, right? Because believe it or not, look, believe it or not, for those that do believe, look, we're the most precious people on this planet today, man. Okay, these other people don't mean shit, man. They're background characters, man. You know, that can come and go, you know, be made alive, die, and whatever. It don't matter, you know. The main characters are the elites of Esau, all right, and the elect of Jacob. That's it. You know?
I got the definition of encamp. This is the Google definition of encamp. It says to dwell amongst, inhabit, live around, populate. And that's what the angels are constantly round about us. You know, it could be a chariot right next to you and you don't know it. I have a precept to back you up, though. Sure. Really quick, it's the book of Proverbs, chapter 15 and verse 3. And it reads, "The eyes of the Lord, Yahweh by Shemi Al-Shai," which represent the angels which operate in the chariots, "are in every place, beholding the evil and the good."
There's nothing but evil taking place here. All right, so you know they watching the inner workings of what you saw that. So you watching us, but the Lord is watching you. And
It's like, my bad. This goes right along, it's like a direct precept to that one. This is the book of Sirach 23 and 19. It says, "Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts." Yeah. This is Sirach chapter 23 and verse 19. It says, "Such a man only feareth the eyes of men."
See, such a man only feareth the eyes of men. Like a good example is Pegatron, right? Like, you know, men like him in Israel. You know, they care about their status, you know, amongst the people more than you know, the Lord. Man. You see, how the Lord is looking at them, how the Lord is perceiving and judging. You know, they care more about men.
Right. Because if you fear the Lord, you'll be prophesying in these times. Right. You'll be telling the world what's going on, man, what's about to happen. Right. You'll be warning the people. That's the spirit of the Lord, man. Revelation 19 and 10. What you got?
I'm reading the GNT. Sirach 23 and 19 in the GNT. This man is only afraid of other people. He doesn't realize that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, that he sees everything we do, even when we try to hide it.
See? But Esau,
He's trying to hide his counsel.
the thing about it, you know, Esau, he trying to hide his counsel, but he sees the chariots.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That they're there, that they
That's right.
exist. They even got like UFO disclosures where they show, you know, certain things that they, you know, accumulated. But they only give you like little some tidbits of it, you know, but they got greater information behind the scenes. You know, the whole Man in Black thing, they actually got that in real life. Like that mall incident, they had them come through and gather everybody data and whatever they had, told them don't say nothing. You know, so they
Neuralize it.
right. You saw got some stuff, man, some real high tech things, man. Like
Right.
you know, he get the world the crumbs. But so they know, but the thing is, they thinking that they can outdo the Lord. You know,
Right.
they get ready for him.
That's right.
You know, but everything that you got, the Lord gave it to you. You know?
Esau in the background and their guy got lasers, we got lasers too.
Right.
You know, like, no, hey, look, bro, okay, your lasers ain't nothing, all right?
See, imagine the Lord, man. The Lord is cold with it. He like, look, he like a fight. He like, look, I'm gonna give you something to fight you with. Like, here, I'm gonna put this in your hands. So
Yeah.
fail against me, you know, it's solid. It's good, you know, technology, but it ain't nothing like what I got.
Right.
You know, Lord knows he ain't gonna give you nothing that can defeat him. He can't be defeated.
Ain't nothing worse, right, than an opponent giving you all they have and still get their ass whooped. You ever see that? Like, they like literally giving you all they have, bro, when it's not even close, you know?
In the boxing,
That's how it's going to be with Yahweh Shai, man, and these other nations are going to try to come up against us.
we will get the scriptures, but that's a boxer. Like when they throw everything at you and they look and they realize it's not working on you, that's demoralizing.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I threw everything. You know, they go back to the corner like I hit him with everything. You know? Like, I don't know what else to do. You know, then they go out there, they like they running, they defeated. And once you get into that mindset, you gonna get knocked out.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
same thing gonna happen to Esau. Esau gonna shoot the lasers, and he probably gonna shoot a nuke up there, man. And then you probably gonna see all the smoke and the fire. And he be like, yeah, we got him. And all of a sudden, like soon as it dissipates, he's gonna be just coming closer and closer and closer. You looking at.
That's what happened in the movie Independence Day.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get back to this.
Precepts, the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. And it reads, and then shall that wicked be revealed. We go to that word revealed. The Greek is apocalypto, which means to uncover that which has been veiled or covered up. So the wicked represents Esau Edom. He's being revealed.
Right.
It says, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Right, the spirit of his mouth is the prophet. All right, we are already cutting them, you know,
Right.
through this word. All right, righteous man standing in great boldness before the face of such that have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. All right, so they seeing what's going on. You know, they realize like all that that they put against us is not working. That we've woken up to who we are.
That's right.
All right, and now the Lord is back dealing with us. See, that's the reason why they're not quick to come and attack us just yet. You know, and when they do finally decide to, that's when the Lord gonna intervene.
Let the standard.
We believe that through faith. The Lord gonna lift up a righteous standard.
That's right.
You know?
It's like, if I may,
That's
real
right.
quick, we were just talking about the chariots, right? That scripture is basically telling you the brightness of the Lord's coming, being the chariots, how Esau is aware of those chariots being out there in the firmament. It's gonna be abundantly clear in the day of the Lord. And those chariots
yeah.
are gonna like remind them, like, I was watching you the whole time. You know, you're gonna know who the Lord is when he returns.
That's right. That's right.
They gonna come back deep on you.
Yeah.
So like what the scripture says, as it's written, the Lord is known by his judgment.
Judgment, which he executed.
Which he executed.
That's right.
So hey, look how Babylon the Great, aka America, is going to be destroyed. All right, and all the heathens across the world is going to witness this, man. They're going to know God did that.
Oh yeah,
Yahweh,
for sure.
excuse
Yep.
me, Yahweh did that. Yahweh. All right. Because they don't fear his name again.
That's
man,
right.
You see? That's
Just like when in the time in Exodus dealing with Moses when he put the plagues upon Pharaoh, you know, when he was doing that, it was really just the Lord was exalting his name. You know, that's how the Lord's name was magnified. You know.
well, I got you.
Oh, good. Oh yeah, that's right.
Romans 9 and 17.
There we go.
It says, "For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up."
That's right.
You know, so the same way it was in ancient Egypt, the Lord raised him up for a particular reason. And what's that reason? It says, that I may shew my power in thee, that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. So the Lord is going to show his power, the great magnitude of it and the extent of his power, man. Right? And he definitely going to show it because he gave Esau an abundance of artillery. All right, that when Esau break out this stuff, it's gonna look fascinating. You're gonna see Iron Man suits flying around, the speed of sounds, and zipping through, zap. Like they got that shit. You know, they got robots that automated robots that look like humans, with probably shoot things out of their hands, shoot with accurate precision and all that. You know,
They got cloaking devices. Esau could be standing right here, and we wouldn't even know.
right, aiming at you, and you wouldn't even know. So, but the Lord did all that just to show his power, just to show like, look, he got all that, but it's nothing. They'll even admit it, like the chariots like do things that they can never imagine to do. It can travel in different elements from the firmament down into the earthly realm, down into the ocean, like at the speed of light. You know, it can reappear, disappear, shoot out an infinite energy. You know, everything, man. You know, so
How you gonna go against that? You don't know. You don't know what the Lord got in the other realm.
right.
You don't know. But guess what? He know what you got. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Because even all the Esau stuff, like he got like certain technology that can like hover and whatnot, sort of like a chariot, but it ain't gonna move like a chariot. You know, chariot can like a fly. You try to hit a fly, and you ain't fast enough for it. You know,
Right.
just right. That's how the chariot's gonna be on. You know.
Esau is like MacGyver. I don't know. You know, I know you too young. But I don't know if you brothers remember that show. It's like old. Bro. It's called MacGyver. Where any situation he was in, like he would have to take scraps and bubble gum wrappers and shit, like just random stuff and make some type of device to help him get out of shit.
Like that was.
Yeah, kind of, like that's Esau, man. You know, all of the technology you have, man. Guess what? That's crumbs to the Lord, man. That's crumbs to the Lord, man. You know.
And it said that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. The Lord is going to get great recognition behind taking his double down.
That's right.
Because he's having the whole world in fear that no other nation thought like he could be taken down. That's why a lot of nations ain't been quick to attack him. But once they see his vulnerability and the Lord is already giving them the capability to fight back, that's why they all gonna join forces together and shoot at this.
Let the weak say I'm strong.
The weak say I'm strong. You know.
The
Yep.
Lord said what? Spare no arrow.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Lord gonna tell you, the Lord gonna put on these spirits, man, these other nations, man, and make them shoot them off. You know, you're gonna see arrows coming from the land of Ham, or Africa, as they say. You know, everywhere, man, every nation. You know.
But if you can go back to the information,
Come.
you're just gonna go further into the family of the word. You know.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to get this truth. And y'all better get this truth while it's still available, man.
Oh yeah.
Some of the time was the Lord gonna cut that tap off, man. The water.
Yeah. So going back into that kosher, all right, kids, it's like kids something act or whatever, right? Something to protect the kids, as Esau said, right? But certain social media sites is going to go into effect very quickly, right? And you have YouTube, all right, which is one of the main platforms for the prophets, you know, bringing out the gospel, right?
That's right.
The judgment, you know, and prophesying, man. Okay, so August 13th, okay, the 13th of this month, which is what you said, next Wednesday, you know, August 13th of this year, in this month. All right, we'll begin a rolling out of an age. Pretty much, you're gonna have to combine. Look, so kosher combined with the new YouTube policies, taking effect on August 13th, 2025, is the latest warning sign. They said, you know, because what it's gonna do, This is bringing in censorship, okay, which we actually went into that word last night. I'm gonna bring it out here. Okay, when you go into the etymology of the word censor, okay, which is where you get the word censorship.
And census.
Yeah, census, yeah. And look, it says from a Roman magistrate of 5th century BCE, who took censuses and oversaw public manners and morals. And is that not number one? We're in the Roman Empire all over again, right? But then also, is that not what Esau's doing with this Kosher Act? All right, trying to censor the internet, all in the names of porn, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're using, all right, porn, because it really started off in Slovakia. It really started off over there in I believe somewhere in Europe, okay, the UK or something, right? I believe the UK, right? Where you had that corn star, right? That corn star of Blue Bunny, the little Sheetamite with the blue eyes, the Sheetamite that said that she slept with 1,000 men in one day, right?
Reported.
Oh, yeah.
Remember she was putting out all of those challenges. I'm gonna sleep with this many
Yeah.
virgin men. As soon as they turn 18, I'm gonna take their virginity, and then and it became like a viral moments and stuff, right? Well, over there in the UK, they actually did a story on her, right? All over the biggest news platforms, right? And because of that, the government actually put in place I forgot what it's called, but pretty much what they're doing over here, pretty much to censor the internet to protect it from protect children from porn on the internet, you see, and inappropriate things, right? So once they pass that over here, not even a week later, it's like once they passed that over there in the UK, not even a week later, they brought it over here. You see, they brought it over here. You see, so what they're doing is, right, they're really trying to censor you, right? Going back to that word censor, it says they want to oversee the public manners and morals, okay, the morals and the manners of the public. It also says they want to be officious. They want to be the officious judge of morals and conduct. See, they want to control what's on the internet, right?
Right.
You see?
First off, she had to be the agent.
Yeah.
They used her to do that, to put that content out there.
That's right.
For this whole thing to come about. All right. And secondly, this is leading to their control. Which is something I was just thinking. For them to tighten their control. What was that last part?
It said they want to be officious, or be the official judge of morals and conduct.
Right. Oh, that's what I was thinking. They're trying to censor what's being brought out. The information is being brought out because too much truth is coming out against it. So this is leading to the famine of the word, because they're trying to mainly block us, the prophets. Trying to make it more difficult for us to bring out truth against it. But hey, really, it's through anybody that's speaking truth, anybody that's going against their narrative. You see. So it serves. It's a multi-purpose thing that it serves right now. But if somebody can get Amos 8 and 11,
I got it.
Okay.
But brother, but I'm gonna bring out a little more on this, because when you go a little more on this word censor, all right, which goes back to the Roman Empire. Okay, it says it comes from the Latin word censor. Okay, it said the Latin word censor had also a transferred sense of a severe judge, a rigid moralist. You see, a censorer. You see, but that goes back into that, because that's why it's happening now, right? What is it? Ecclesiastes. There's no new thing under the sun. Just like it's written in the book of Ecclesiastes. I actually have it too, but you got it.
This is the book of Isaiah, the 19th chapter and the 4th verse. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord.
Yeah. And that cruel Lord today is who? Is DJ Trump, all right? You see? Because guess what? Hey, look. Hey, look. He don't give a F. You understand me? He don't give a. Look. He is literally in that Edomite spirit, man. Just proud as hell. Like, look, we don't give a shit. We're gonna do it.
That's how Nero. coming back in the spirit, man. You know, Nero, one of the major highlights of his reign as emperor in that ancient Roman Empire was the fact that he blamed the believers for burning down Rome. You know, so as this place starts to collapse, best believe that the persecution gonna be tied in with it.
Well, he already blamed it, you know.
Yeah.
Because you just had Biden in office, right? And then, you know, Biden, you know, just let all of these, what they into America, and pretty much, you know, out of all the nations that came in, I think between 30 and 50 million of them, right? They just want to focus on Jake, right? As soon as he got in office, he said, no. What's wrong with our country is the Israelites, man. You know, the collapse of America.
Yeah.
You know,
that's why it's called Jacob's Trouble. Stop Jacob's Trouble. I got a precept real quick. Just going to that the Kosher Act, you know, the YouTube censorship. Isaiah 10 and 1. It says, "Woe to him to them that decree unrighteous decrees." These decrees go into a mandate, and that's what they're doing. They mandate that you show your ID. It's proof of identification. You know, you might have to scan your driver's license, social security card. Probably won't.
biometric.
Your fingerprint scan and all that. You know, they want all of that. You know, but then that leaves you open for scams and whatever else you want to do with your information. So this is wicked. You know, we're gonna see, you know, what the apostles say as it pertains to this. You know, because you know the truth still gotta go out. You know, but it says, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees and won't mean destruction. It says, and their right grievousness was to have prescribed. So that the Kosher Act, that was already pre-written, prescribed. You know, and they just set it up. They had to set it up a certain type of way. They used that little slutty Edomite bitch, all right, to do that wicked acts, publicize it, got notoriety, and now they're like, oh no, we got. But why you allow it to go on in the first place?
Right. Yeah.
You know, you had plenty of time. You could have stopped it right when she made that claim. I'm finna do this with all these men. Y'all could have shut it down right then and there. Said that you ain't finna do none of that. They're like, no, hey, just let her do it.
And they'll take down videos of like us, you know, when we bring out certain information, but they'll allow all this cornstarch shit all throughout the internet and just let it slide like nothing's wrong with it.
Right.
But we're the problem here. Okay, yeah.
Because there's a dark side of YouTube. All right, it's certain, and Esau know how to do it, man. You know, you type in certain code words and stuff like that in the search bar for YouTube, and some crazy shit pops up. I'm talking about corn and all of that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. You know, but Esau, like the brother said, Esau allowed all of that, man, right? Because what's the main topic? Trafficking, right? With Diddy, right? He's the face of trafficking, and then they was talking about the Epstein list, you know, where he took kidnapped a bunch of children and put them on an island to be sex slaves. You know, everything attacking the children, all right? Which is easy for him to come in and say, look, we have an act put in place that's going to protect the children. Are you cool with it? Yeah, we're cool with it. You see, but guess what? But the brother read it earlier. That's why the scripture says what? Never trust thine enemy. You know, because just like iron rusted, right?
So does his weakness, right?
You see, because even though he's coming to you smiling and saying, yeah, you know, here, this is what I want to do for you. I want to do this for you and your family, right? Behind the scenes, it's a whole look. If you don't read that fine print, man, you're gonna die. You know. And
really, he's just telling you now what his plans are. It's already been exposed. Like even since we were kids, our babies, you had to get a social security number. Right, we were sold out by our parents when we was a baby, and really, he's telling you he wants to do that, but he's letting the masses know this is the way he's gonna do it, to protect the kids' image, protect everything with the kids. But that's who he targets, because they're the most vulnerable.
Yeah, because he's gonna have to collect their information.
That's right.
That's it. They're gonna have to put their information in to pretty much show that they're children. Right, and then they're gonna be on the whole other side of YouTube. Which, come on, man, let's keep it real, man. All right, this Generation Z, all right, Edomite children, Jake children, right? They gonna find a way to do some wickedness. Okay, remember the script says people, especially our people, are wise to do evil.
Oh yeah, Jeremiah 4:22. Yep.
Yeah, so they're gonna find a way around that. Yeah, I want to watch this new Cardi B video with her popping her ass, but they're not gonna let me. You know, they're gonna find a way to go around that stuff.
That's right.
So it really don't matter. And plus, Esau don't give two shits about your kids, man. Okay?
Nope.
Esau wants to protect your kids, but he keeps putting all that poison inside of your child's
Right.
food, man.
That's right.
You know?
Giving them vitamin K shots when they were born.
Right. You know.
Flu shots, all these type of shots that you get growing up. So really, that's his deception. You know, that's how he comes to you. You know, so.
Real quick, Psalms 55 and starting verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
There we go.
You know, it's all about the children.
That's
Trying to
right.
Protect the children.
Yeah.
I love your children.
Right. Yeah, I know y'all love children.
Yeah.
Love children too. It says, but war was in his heart. Right, so he waged war on the population.
That's right.
We just read it, Revelation 12 and 12. He coming out with great wrath. You know.
Short time.
Right. It says his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. You know. So he a slick devil, man. He's a snake oil salesman. You know, as the phrase goes. I believe that's how. But yeah, man. So
He speaks with a forked tongue.
Yeah.
Right. He says one thing, but he means another thing. Like yeah, I know I said I was gonna do that, but I really was saying I'm gonna do this. You see what I'm saying?
right. Well, when Trump got his office, one of the things he
Right.
campaigned on was that he was going to expose the elites, and you know that he was against them. He was against like what is the very thing that he signed into law with stable coins and all that. He was against like central banking, and digital currency.
Yeah. He said he was against that. CBDC.
Yeah, so
Oh,
you see that?
yeah, that's
So he
perfect.
talked
Yep.
all that, but then when he got in office, he did exactly what he was told to do. Because you don't get into that position in
He's a
Babylon
puppet.
as the leader, and you ain't following orders.
I got a precept.
Yeah, you got it.
This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11. It says, and I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Right, that goes to the Republican and Democrats, which goes back to the Roman Empire with the plebeians and patricians. They two sides of the same coin. They act like as if they combat towards one another, and they have different opinions and options. And majority of people say, well, I'm a blue state, I'm a red state.
Right. Yeah.
But ultimately, they all work to the same goal. When they all sitting together in one spot like Congress, they on one side, they on one side of each other, and then one side cheer, the other side quiet. Like that's all staged. It's like, come on, man.
It's the my bad. Go ahead.
It's witchcraft. It's witchcraft because they go back and forth, like the brother said. They go back and forth as if they're debating to make life for you better, right? Like they're doing it for you. No. See that's gonna hurt the people. What I'm gonna do this. It's gonna help the people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but really, as soon as they get in the office, as soon as they get that power, what happens? They actually reveal that they're doing what's best for the elites and not you.
That's it. It's a distraction.
Yeah. A perfect example of that, because Biden was a Democrat, and the things that he brought in was detrimental for the people. And then versus Trump, when he, a Republican, he bringing in other stuff that's detrimental. So it's equally,
right.
And they have dinner after they had them debates, and then, you seen Biden hug Trump, in the inauguration and all that. Like, come on, man, it's all theater.
So I went into that word horns, and the Greek word is karas. And it says a horn of animals. It says, I'm gonna drop down to the point. One of the definitions is a mighty and valiant helper, the author of deliverance of the Messiah. And that's them coming in that, remember what Yahweh Shai said in Matthew 24. There shall be false anointeds who shall cut, false anointeds. And one of those false anointeds is the elites, because they're gonna try to come as a form of a savior.
Yeah, because it says Christ.
Right.
But,
Yep.
but it's talking about Yahweh Shai. And what does Yahweh Shai names mean?
He saves.
It's like a name means he that saves, he that delivers. So Esau is going to come in that.
There you go.
In that stand of, hey, look, I'm trying to deliver you from the poverty, from the pain and the oppression.
Right.
You know what I mean? But really, they're just trying to deliver you to Satan.
Right. That's why it says he has two horns like a lamb. Because a lamb, when you actually look up a lamb, it'll say they're very peaceful,
Yeah.
meek, right? But he spake as a dragon because at the end of the day, he wants to bring in them draconian laws because that's what dragon goes back to Draco, right? Or draconian, you know, which is very harsh laws, rules, and that links up right with Isaiah the 19th chapter in the 4th verse where it speaks on that cruel Lord, you know, coming into place. The Lord set him up. The Lord said, and that's who we believe is Nero, Donald Trump, you know, and yeah, so, yep.
Uh,
Oh, you good, you good. Yeah.
Precept. Because what the brother just said, you know, it's two different options that's going to be presented for the world. All right, you're going to take Esau's, I'm going to say Mark, you know, or you're going to take the Lord's, which you can't take the Lord has to give it to you, you know, which is that's written, that's the walk written in Ezekiel the 9th chapter, the mark of exemption.
That's right.
You know? But real quick, this
That's a good point because the Lord is going to have to give it to you as far as his mark, and Esau is going to have to offer it to you as far as his mark. You know what I mean?
right, two different things. It says Matthew 16:25. It says for whosoever shall save his life shall lose it. Right, so those that seek to try to save their life, everything they have accumulated on this side,
right.
even those that call themselves Israelites, you know, they know the truth. They acquire certain things via the truth.
That's right.
You know, they're gonna try to save them, so a lot of them gonna be getting chipped up. You know, so that's them trying to save their life. All right. And it says, and they're gonna opt to take Esau's salvation.
Yeah,
you know?
that's it. It's like there's two ways that be presented, and that goes back to the Matthew 13, where it speaks on the straight gate and the broad way. The straight gate is where that leads to the salvation of the Lord. The broad gate leads to the salvation of the Esau. You know what he's trying to present, because he presents all them goodies, right? You can have, you know, life on this side. All you got to do is bow down to his system, and that's exactly what he did with Yahweh Shai when he tempted Yahweh Shai, saying you can have all these kingdoms, and he was like, no, you got to. It isn't a written. You have to worship the Lord, that power only. You know.
Another example, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Mm.
You know, that was like into an hour of temptation.
Mm.
You know, because the whole world, it was the option of bowing and worship that image. You know, so it's either you and you know, either you're gonna take Esau's salvation.
That's right.
You know, or you're gonna opt for the Lord's salvation.
That's right.
You know, and he may potentially lead to death. You know. But in that instance, we understand that they were delivered. So the same thing that we were the sons that's going to be happening in today's time. You know,
You got it. So like just like the if I may add, so like just like the apostles and the elders and the other bishops and brothers say, you know, when you read the scriptures, you have to envision it, right? So when you read that story about what's it, Meshach,
Tubal,
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
oh yeah, it's like,
You know, you have to envision that they were actually thrown in that fire. Okay, they were actually in the fire, but as it is written, man, not even one of the hairs on their arms or their bodies was quenched by that fire. You see, they weren't touched. Plus, Yahweh Shai was in the fire with them. Man. That's gonna be the same thing that's gonna be happening, man, with us, man. All right, we have to believe that. We have to have faith and believe that. You know, so
it says, there's more to it. Matthew 16:25. It says, for whosoever shall save his life will lose it, and because ultimately you're gonna lose your life regardless, you know. Even if you try to save it, you know, because it's only short-lived. It says, and whosoever shall lose his life for my sake shall find it, you know. And that goes into, you know, losing, you know, we are already losing, you know, to this world. We are already dead to this world, you know.
Right.
So it's like, what do we really got to lose, you know?
we already gave up our lives.
Right, we already gave. Brothers had, you know, different paths, you know, that they could have taken in the world and, you know, had a life, so to speak, you know, but what did Paul say? Paul said he counted all the things that he acquired as dung that he may obtain the excellency of the knowledge of Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
You know, that same thing we've done.
It's like I think about the disciples, right? The disciples, right?
Oh yeah.
They like as soon as the Lord came to them, man, they dropped everything. You know.
I see you sitting over here. But it says, and whosoever shall lose his life for my sake shall find it. You know, that can actually end up being literal. But ultimately,
Got a camera, sir? You need to. Sorry.
Yep.
but yeah, you know, you got a precept.
I got an hour,
I got
yeah.
two right now.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 64, and verse 2. And it reads, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. You know, that's ultimately talking about Esau, Edom. Okay, his secret counsel or his schemes. You know, he's really going to use this AI system and all these restrictions, you know, to try to keep this word from coming out. That's the ultimate goal, you know. And
So like, he ultimately wants to censor this word, you know. That's ultimately what he wants to do. He don't give a damn about them kids. He don't give a damn about, you know, people jumping on the internet talking about Area 51 and all that stuff. Man, all right, he cares about this word coming out, man, because he knows that it's changing the world, man. You know, because it's prophecy.
No.
Nope, I got it. That's actually.
And then finally, verse 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. And Psalm 37 tells us that the wicked plotted against the righteous and seeketh to slay him, man. And that's talking about Esau, Edom. You know, their goal is to stop this word from coming out as much as possible. You know, they're gonna use the AI, and they're gonna use every matter of wickedness to do that.
Salaki, I'm glad you put water in my shot. That's one thing I missed, right? As far as the YouTube, remember it's a kosher, but then it's also in conjunction. I like saying with YouTube's new policy. Now, YouTube is going to how is YouTube going to determine if you're an adult or a child or not if you already have an account, right? They say that they're going to use AI to scan everything that you've been doing on YouTube through your page for however long you had it. So brothers done have their page for how long? 10, 11 years, right? So they're literally going to scan everything that you done typed in and looked up, your information, the videos you liked, the videos you saved. That's how they're going to determine if you're an adult or a child. But AI is going to do it. You see that? and that's why in every brother's video, what do? They have the transcripts. Hell, even on this video, once it's uploaded, you will see transcripts of every word that we done said. It's going to be documented. That's AI.
I got a precept for you.
I want to tell you that whatever you say can use against you and put it on.
Yes, but the Lord said that, right?
That's what I'm getting.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right, I don't want to
Spoil it.
Yeah, you know. So that's what's going to happen, man. You know, AI is going to determine if you're a child or an adult based off of your search history.
But this is good. Yeah, because it just shows you that we get closer to the end, and that it's been the family of the word. And once that happens, you know, it's on the power. You know, that's why you know, you gotta get it while it's hot.
That's right. Exactly. Get it while it's hot. It said the scriptures seek the Lord while the days are
Oh yes, Isaiah 55 and 6. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. And then you have Zephaniah 2 and 3. So like my bad. You got Zephaniah 2 and 3 though, that seek the Lord all ye meet the earth was wrought in judgment. Seek righteousness and seek meekness, and maybe you that be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. That's right.
Yeah, we putting our necks on the line, so to speak. You know, and the Lord, He's gonna save us. But this is John 15 and 19. It says, "If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also."
That's right, and that's why they have AI doing the work for them. You know, collect their words, You know, so we can use it against them.
Because
See?
AI is essentially their new god. It's the new force behind their tyranny. So
it's like the angels.
yeah, that's it. It's
You know?
it's their angel. Yeah.
Hey, look, the Heavenly Father and Yahweh Shai, what Yahweh Shai gives the orders or commands, and they go out and do it.
Yep.
Right? That's AI to them. You know?
Yeah, it was able to gather information and kind of like prophesy, predict certain things before it happened.
There you go.
And Esau even able to make better judgments and moves.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Because
So,
he now he has the mind of an angel and an intelligence, so to speak. That's all.
that's why I
I'm
call
saying,
it the
yeah.
artificial demon, man. Because look, what is demon? Demon means
Intelligence. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look, artificial demon. Man. When
Didn't you almost say that
It's gonna be a god.
Yeah.
He was talking about that data center
Oh, yeah.
as well too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his dad said
Yep.
like
Yep.
every-
But
And
they
they're
got-
making a lot of them.
They got like 5 of those.
Yeah, they're making a lot of them.
Arizona, they got one in Tennessee. They got
Because it's gonna cover the regions. Salaki, it's gonna cover the regions. So they building them that big because it's gonna cover the Midwest, the Southeast, the East Coast, the West Coast. That's why they building them so big.
And guess how many employees is going to be working in those?
Less than a handful.
Right.
handful.
Five each mega data center. Why? Because AI is powering that thing. AI is working there.
I bet you it's gonna
Alright.
be Jake.
I just did a lesson on what they're gonna do with the usage class. You know, and, what's his name? Yuval coined that phrase. You know, because as AI is taking over the workforce, it's creating a useless class of people. You know, they said either they're gonna just keep them pacified with entertainment and what's he said? Something. But ultimately, they're gonna get rid of a lot of them.
Because you got to think about all the capabilities that artificial intelligence has, right? In a minute, you're not going to need an actor or actress for a movie. AI can do that,
Yep.
right?
You ain't gonna need an artist.
Right.
You just like.
Look, Timberland just signed the first AI artist.
Yeah.
All right.
He said, "Well, I don't
And
need
what
to
did he
go back
say
to
when
the
they
studio."
asked him about it? What did the producer Timberland? What did he say when they asked him about this new artificial demon artist? He said this is the beginning of the new music industry, man.
Yeah.
You know, this is just the start.
Yeah.
You see?
Cause now, yeah, he can sign it and get royalties based on the
Right.
music that they making. You know, they doing streams now, so
Right.
You ain't gotta pay nobody. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta
Yeah.
worry about contracts.
You only fans, females or whatever, making corn out here, man. Guess what? AI can do that. Right.
the only thing
What y'all want to see? A feet pic?
Yeah.
I can chat GPT that and put it on OnlyFans. You know, AI can do that.
Right, you won't be able to distinguish the real from the fake.
Right.
Yeah.
So that, our point is that's gonna AI is gonna wipe out a lot of different jobs, man.
Yeah.
A lot of different jobs.
Yeah. And the only jobs is, well, ain't nothing really safe, but those jobs where, you know, like carpentry, but eventually they got AI that can build its own and build things faster, you know. So yeah, you know, it's taking over the world. This is Esau. This is his manufactured his blessing. His you know, this is his kingdom. His kingdom of heaven, so to speak.
I gotta finish it. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 3, and it reads, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease." All right, and when you go into that word grinder, all right, one of the definitions is employment. You see, so it's talking about people that are employed here in Babylon the Great. You know, but and then cease means to stop abruptly. You know.
Yeah, because that thing is a whole similar to, because when you say go ahead, read it again.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 3, and it reads, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble,
And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few.
Yeah, that's when the world is basically at a decline, and that's what we're seeing. The world coming down on it's on a lower level. Everything is on a lower level, you know.
Even when it comes to the content creators,
Mm-hmm.
you got YouTube that can create like content the same way that they do out there. Bro, it's gonna shut everybody out. Work.
Yeah, and that's how you know that it's gonna be like that TV show Black Mirror.
Yeah.
They're gonna have their select few people who they're gonna choose, you know, in this world, and you're gonna have to follow them. So the way they're making it is, you know, the image of the beast it's gonna speak as the scriptures say, and it calls that as many that would not worship it, meaning to reverence it, to give respect to it, to you know, yeah, and it's just given like you know, it's going along with it. You got to go into the word, but all that don't worship it is gonna cut off. And you see how it's already doing it with the thing in UK. Y'all mentioned it, YouTube verification, online ID. You know, it's gonna have to prove that you're, you know, grown up. You know, so that's just one. And of course, it's gonna gradually get more strenuous, or how you say, more authoritarian.
Yeah. But they know you. They already know you grown on there because you got to provide information when you set up your YouTube.
Yeah, what's your age?
Don't matter.
Your age, like,
Yeah, you gotta connect it with a email account. Yeah.
So you mean to tell me they can't already just go and see your age right there?
No.
But like we was
It's
going
all about
earlier,
it's all
they
about
wanna
control.
collect the data.
Yeah.
Consolidating.
They collect the data. They like, no. We need to see your driver's license. Show your social security card. You know?
It's all about expansion, and you got to go into the mind of the devil. What is he trying to become? What is he trying to do? He's trying to become godlike. Okay, he wants to be the enforcer, the authoritarian over every living organism in the world.
Even down to your
Yep.
biology.
Come.
Because, what's the name said? The greatest surveillance is surveillance of the skin. You know, so they want to go as far as what's happening within you. Like the Most High, you don't even want to really know what's happening within you. You know.
Yeah, they want that power. That's why they've been talking about the wearables with what's his name? RFID.
You said RFID. Robert F.
Kennedy.
Jr.
Yeah. RFK.
Hey, look, low-key, you can't call him that. It's him and Dr. Oz. You already know what
Yeah,
they'll
they'll
promote,
talk.
you know what I
They
mean?
own it. They own it.
Shit.
And then it's crazy, but people don't see how phony they are and how they switch up every time. You know, some new campaign or some, you know, the elections, the different elections come around. They switch up their tune, you know. They switch up their tune like that because what? They got the technocrats, which is, you know, funneling money, that never-ending printable money, funding it their way. So now they control the government. Now the technocrats have the authority. And ever since America was started, basically one of the main things that they set up is that the government was supposed to protect you from foreign entities, from foreign countries and invading. So what had, and that's, I think it was John F. Kennedy, not John F. Damn, fuck the Kennedys. What's his name? Is it Roosevelt? Not Roosevelt. But the nigga that had slaves underneath his in his front yard, in his backyard. Jefferson. Yeah, dudes like him, supposedly, they wanted to keep the foreigners at bay, so those foreigners wouldn't come in, the bankers wouldn't come in and seize everything secretly. And basically, we got to the point where they've seized democracy, what they call so-called democracy. It never was democracy, but they seized everything. And now they control, they own America. And that's why everybody crying against the Amalekites. And they basically figured it out that, oh, they own America now because everybody has to give that unrelenting support for them now.
Did you hear about that? The new thing that the new bill.
Oh yeah, if you don't support Israel,
every state
every state is going to be
Yep.
held accountable. As far as Donald Trump, he said every state is going to be held accountable if you don't support those small hats over there, and you have anything negative to say about what they're doing over there. Then guess what? When a disaster hits your state, no
Then
FEMA help, no
aid,
FEMA money
yeah.
for you.
Well, now you know who you know who basically you know who is coming with the crackdown. It's Ishmael. I mean, not Ishmael, but it's the Amalekites. It's the so-called Jews. They're the ones. They Palantir. They the ones that are bringing the crackdown. They're the ones that's bringing the MOTV.
Hey, the guy, the CEO of that TF, the CEO of that TF for the women that got hacked and all the info and shit got leaked and shit. And
Oh, that was bound to happen. That was so.
right. It was
Trojan
it was
horse.
all a psyop, and the nigga woman just fled to that shit.
Oh,
But
please. Damn.
But the guy that actually started that, guess what? He was a small hat. It's like he is a small hat. Excuse me.
Yeah.
He is a small hat. You
See, all of them.
Yeah.
And why do they have all this innovative stuff? You know, why are they coming up with all this different stuff?
You
know?
the CEO of ChatGPT is a small hat.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah, Sam
The
Altman.
one
You
that's
got,
the one that's collecting all everybody's data. You know?
yeah. You got Sam Altman. All of them are so-called used. And see, that's how you know your enemy knows what's at stake. They know that. That's how you know this truth is real. Because how they come in and they fulfilling prophecy. You know, they know that they're supposed to be ruling in this time. You know, y'all got it.
They know their time as well.
Yep. They know they got a short time.
So like, I was gonna finish. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, the grinders, and the grinders cease, because they are few.
Like Jake said, grind, work.
Employee.
It's gonna cease. It's gonna be few jobs left. You know, and it's going. I got some information on like use class that I brought out.
And don't forget, Donald Trump is the one that's trying to cut the what they call the side hustles. So like doing DoorDash and all of that stuff like that, you know, he's trying to cut that, man.
They're about to.
It ain't gonna be no way to get no money. You know,
They're about to squeeze. They're about to squeeze the average Joe, and they're about to bring in the UBI, the Universal Basic Income. Yep. My bad.
It says, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
No future.
Real quick, this is a quote from Yuval
Harari.
and he's Amalekites as well. All right.
All of them are.
It says Yuval Noah Harari discusses the potential emergence of the useless class due to the advanced automation and AI, where a large segment of the population may become unemployed. He suggests that these individuals, no longer needed for labor, might be pacified with drugs and entertainment.
Yeah. So guess what's going to be the main thing? Entertainment. Internet going to be free for all who got a digital ID. I'm just speculating, but drugs are going to be rampant. Hell, the food now is a drug.
Oh yeah.
And now they coming out with this artificial stuff, this GMO stuff, which all of that. That's why, like, we have to break away from this society to actually save ourselves, to save our health, to save us, because the scriptures say this place will destroy you. Micah 2:10. Like this place will actually destroy you.
It'll plague your mind and your
Yeah,
body.
there you go. And if you, and that's why the Spirit is on the apostles to bring out the fasting, rolling fasting, all right, and those things, because that is getting you in the mindset of what we're gonna have to be in, you know, and abstaining from the eating, you know, of participating in this
Pleasure.
world. Yeah, because food is a pleasure now.
It is. Right.
You know.
A little bit more here. It says he suggests that these individuals no longer needed for labor might be pacified with drugs and entertainment, raising concerns about their well-being and the future of society.
They don't care about the well-being. They want people broken down, depressed, all of those things. They created those conditions. They manufactured those conditions. And now they're going to have control of those conditions in many ways. My bad.
They want you tied into a 15-minute city under a UPI social credit system. They're gonna have your food, whatever shipped directly to filled with drugs. You know, they want you with a VR headset, virtual reality. You know, just locked into that.
Because that's how you're gonna get money. You're gonna get money through the internet and being a part of the meta world and all of that type of stuff.
And in that time, ain't gonna be no they don't get to that far. But it ain't gonna be nothing to cut somebody off.
It's gonna be far enough, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be far enough. It says Harari doesn't offer a single solution, but emphasizes the need of a new psycho-economy educational system to address the challenges of the world where human labor is less valued.
Yeah. They gonna have it's gonna be just like an episode off of Black Mirror, and I'm watching that. I watched the episode last night. Yeah, this woman had.
Was the robot dog.
Oh yeah, it's one where this woman had a brain tumor, and what they did was copy the portion of her brain, uploaded it on the cloud, and they cut out the piece of the brain that had the tumor, removed that, and replaced it with the memory that they placed on the cloud. And so it's crazy and bugged out. It's authoritarian. It's Orwellian. My bad. And what happens is, it's like they have a feature on it where you can only go so far in the community to where that the thing being streamed to your brain, your memory being streamed to your brain. You can't travel unless you upgrade. So you can't travel outside of the side of where you live unless you upgrade. It's bugged out, but it just shows you, it just shows you the potential of Esau's madness.
That's how you know the Lord.
Yeah.
Gotta come back.
Yeah, it got to, because that shit was just bogus, because she kept upselling. So, and another thing about it is, by her memory being uploaded to the cloud and streamed right back to her, she was getting all these ads. So out of nowhere, she and it's crazy because it's I forget what they call it, the algorithm. So like anything you would be talking about, it already got an ad for you. So in the episode, she was just out of nowhere, spouting off ads and stuff like that about depression and erectile dysfunction and all of that while she was having sex with her man and stuff. And she would go into a trance, but it's crazy because they kept upselling her. So in order to get rid of the ads, I know I'm talking a lot, but it's locking. So in order to get rid of the ads, she had to upgrade and had to pay more of the subscription.
Remember with no ads?
So
Yeah.
basically, her mind was stored.
Yeah, on the cloud.
Or her memory was stored on the cloud, basically.
Yeah, and they took a piece of her brain out of her head, and in order for her to keep that memory of who she was, and they had to stream it to her, but she had to pay for it. So they was working overtime, like he was working her husband was working overtime for months. But it just shows you that the world we're coming into is excessively oppressive. It was something natural that happened. Well, nothing natural give you a tumor, but
But the further they advance, we even have to update.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
6G, 7G. How long?
What 6G is?
You got it, bro.
This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 22. It says, and except those days shall... Matthew chapter 24 and verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved.
Yeah, see? And it's going to be something straight out of one of them sci-fi TV series, man. One like the one we just mentioned, Black Mirror. It's going to be bugged out, and all this what the new world order is set up to do is to oppress you. All right, because you're looked at as cattle. So and they're the main thing that they're pushing is oppression. Work you more, have you more stressed out, so that you can work more towards working yourself out of hell, and you're gonna be barely able to do that.
People are barely keeping their head above water. You know,
Living paycheck to people, crash out. This is crash out season.
Oh, yeah,
People
yeah.
crashing out.
You seen the video of that woman?
Which is a sifting.
That she was sitting in her car. She said, I got 3 jobs. I got 3 jobs, and I go to school, and I can barely. She said she can't even afford to pay rent. She lives out of her car with 3 jobs, bro.
Well, you know what? Too people are living beyond their means too.
Yeah.
They feel like they gotta have this, you gotta have that, and see, that's the thing. That's what we're learning is moderation. Because I mean, it is hard. You know, that paycheck. As soon as you get that paycheck, it goes 75-80% is going towards bills.
That's what I got to do today.
You know?
All of it is gone.
Yeah, all you know it. You know it. You know it.
All of it is gone.
You get that 2,100.
Right, yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I gotta put in that work these last 2 weeks.
A day later, negative 400. I'm like, the fuck?
Insurance, and insurance, bills on top of bills,
Child support,
life insurance, health insurance, Medicaid, Medicare. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
He said, Haggai 1 and 6. He had sown much and bring in little.
Yeah.
Working 48 hours, 56 hours,
60.
Hey, that's why he was cursing them out, because they was building their houses instead of building the Lord's house in that time. Haggai was cursing Jake out, you know. So and that's what he's saying. You work much, but you ain't bringing in nothing.
Yeah.
And then y'all focus is on building your life in this world, where this life is temporal, and it really has it's not what the word I can't find right now, but absolute. This world ain't it's not perfect. It's not gonna work out for you in the long run. You know.
You stressing yourself out to live in abundance. The scriptures speak about being in content, having food and raiment. Let us therefore be content.
Yeah.
The scripture said that this present life is not the end with much glory to the body.
That's right.
So we got to set our affections on things above, as soon as Colossians 3rd chapter, not on things on earth.
Okay.
Because this earth is temporal. Behold, the fashion of this world shall pass away.
That's right.
No, so like I was about to say, but Esau's witchcraft, right here in America, has poisoned the minds of these people to make them believe that they're special.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's a poison, man.
They matter.
I'm special. I matter. I'm different. I'm above I'm most important. It's me.
I'm supposed to live like this.
Yeah, that's why he's so salty. They gonna the man ones that gonna be crashing out. He's like,
They are too.
Yeah, because they don't understand that this. Exactly. We're poor. They don't want to be poor. You know, they work hard.
You see, they're making their own community.
Yeah.
They're making their own community or whatever. They say, no, it's just whites only.
Yeah, no, good. Because guess what? Just like they sabotaged the black towns in the 1800s and the 1800s. This whole beast system is going to sabotage their lives for against them living autonomous and living sovereign. You know, living off the grid. You ain't gonna be able to do it. They're gonna sabotage you.
You over here? No. You gotta be a part of this 6G.
Yep, you gotta be part of it. Yeah.
Esau realizing more and more that he's been cheated out of his blessing.
Yep.
That they getting the short end of the stick. You know, they're like they realizing they're being ripped off. But,
that's why they're gonna crash, and that's why they're gonna raise up. That's why it's gonna be sedition among men, invading one another. and raising up against the authorities. Sedition is the term.
Second Ezra 15.
Yup.
You gonna see you might win with shiesty masks on. Like Edomites that would never thought they would be in that position, like they're gonna go back to their real nature.
Break yourself, fool.
Right.
So like, I can just imagine the little sheep.
But you know what you just read in Haggai 1:6, you sow much but you reap a little. And really when
Did you finish?
Esau's law,
Yeah, it's more true.
when you work, they're supposed to give you, you know, what you have done exactly the same amount. They're not supposed to tax nothing. They're supposed to give you every little last penny. But what Esau does is he enforces these laws that he supposedly makes, and he tries to go around them. Like,
They don't need that money.
right.
They don't need that money. They can print that money for themselves to push their the military industrial complex and all of these different complexes that they have. They do it specifically to oppress.
Yeah.
That's what this whole system is about.
They have to oppress because they need the people at the bottom to
That's
lead
it.
them.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
It's all about
Like,
dependence.
it's like, yeah, we don't really
That's it.
need to oppress y'all, but we have to because we need you to need us.
Yep.
They don't want you living a comfortable life where you can, not stress out and vacation. They want you to panic and feel like, you got to go to their corporations and
Take
That's-
out loans, then you start
yeah.
taking out different loans and
Yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So
That's-
they got you in the whole trick bag, the whole thing.
That's why they need criminals. They need criminals to run this society. They got a whole thing on it. The term is called criminology. The justice system. It's just to keep them busy and to keep them on top and lofty while they're able to play this righteous role, this self-appointed righteousness or self-righteousness role in society to make themselves feel a certain type of way. It gives them a superiority complex. It's all a fucking game.
Right. That's what it is. Look, when you in the power, you have everything, but yet the world is going to be happy. Happy. Yeah. When the righteous are.
Because we're gonna share it all. We're not gonna need a treasure cities. Even though we might even have them, we're not gonna just because I don't want anybody else to have it. That's Esau's thought, his mindset. And the scripture said nothing more worse than a covetous man. So he has all these resources in the world only to hold them for himself while he likes to see everybody suffer. And it's
aroused off that.
and it's arousement. It's a psychological. That's why they call them psychopaths and sociopaths, because they don't care for other people's feelings. They literally get off on hurting people. They literally get off on murdering people. Murder the elites. Yeah, the elites murder kids. They murder children. They drug traffic. They child traffic. All of those type of things.
So like I think about that movie. I don't know if brothers remember that movie American Psycho.
Yeah.
The dude that played Batman was in that movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Christian
Like
Lake.
him, man.
What's his name?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah. But
Christian
like,
Bale,
But
yeah.
like he had that mindset.
Yeah.
And that's America. When you watch that movie, that's America. Bro.
That's
Like,
every-
He got off on killing and murdering.
That's every millionaire, billion. They're not too far from that type of mindset. That's why you have to be totally corrupt to be on top in this world. That's just how this world is, full of iniquity.
They got to identify certain sociopathic characteristics within you in order to trust you and bring you in. Like,
There you go.
And
Now you with us.
Go through those rituals, man. You want to be a part of the billionaires club? Eat this baby.
Right. And then
No, for real, like,
and then all the people with the real talent, you see why most of them never get big is because they're not going to bow down to what Esau's trying to do.
If people with real talent was at the top, and that just speak to our, us. If we was at the top, the world would flourish.
Oh yeah. That's it.
The world would flourish, and the world would be a very better place. But of course, it's not. It's given to vile men and violent men. Go ahead. You got it, bro. Go ahead. My bad.
I still didn't finish it. Haggai 1:6, it says, "You have sown much and bring in little. You eat when you have not enough. You drink when you are not filled with drink. You clothe you, but you are not. But there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag of holes."
Now tell me, Jake ain't going through that right now.
You try to put money to the side, and then all of a sudden, here come a bill. Like, damn,
Actually,
okay,
can you start up?
I gotta take $400 out of this I've been saving and pay off this damn, or like something happened to your car or some shit out there.
Because it goes into building the Lord's house, I think.
Just one thing
And they
after
didn't.
another.
They were so focused on building their houses.
Burden the mind.
It's called spontaneous oppression.
The second chapter.
Third chapter,
Third chapter.
8 verses.
Subject unto payments. You know. So, but you said start up at
Start at 1 and 2.
Haggai 1 and 1. It says, in the second year of Darius the king, in the 6th month, in the first day of the month, came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet unto Zerubbabel, the son of
Shealtiel. Shealtiel.
Governor of Judah, and to Joshua the son of Josedek, the high priest, saying, thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, this people say the time is come, and the time of the Lord's house should be built.
Mm-hmm. Right, because they were building the second temple after Solomon, because Solomon's temple was destroyed by the Babylonians, and they was taken into captivity for about 70 years. So you got it.
It says, thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, this people say, oh wait, verse 3. Then came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet, saying, it is time for you, O ye, to dwell in a sealed house, and this house lieth waste. Now therefore,
What house? The house of the Lord, because they were in exile. You see, Israel was in exile. Okay, and so Zerubbabel and them, they were charged because the Lord put the spirit on Cyrus to give the decree for them to get the resources to rebuild the temple.
Oh, it's Ezra 4.
Yeah, right.
We were just speaking of the spirit. When he said that, I was like, let's talk about the Medo-Persian Empire. Okay.
Yeah, and when you a commentary on it, it says David Guzik commentary on Haggai 1. Guzik says where God rebukes the returning remnant for their misplaced priorities. And you see the same spirit in our people today. Even though, you know, we have to qualify the history, they were actually building the temple, and their priorities were completely misplaced. They were still in Babylon, still building, and still worrying about their lives in that particular place, rather than building that second temple with going back to our homeland. That's the mindset of our people. They stuck in America. They want to continue building in America while the Lord's house is being built on a spiritual level now, okay? And they completely ignoring what favor the Lord is showing us, but actually allowing us to receive this truth and actually building that house, the spiritual house.
That's why in 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter in the NLT, it says, you know, the title is Difficult Times Will Come, but Apostle Paul, you know, wrote that letter to Timothy, you know, basically explaining that there's one of the scriptures says that they will consider nothing to be sacred, which means holy or serious. You know, they're not going to take, you know, they're always, like the brother just said, worried about everything else in the world instead of returning back to their power, you know?
Yeah.
Focusing on the task.
That's it, the task at hand.
You got a job to do.
There you go.
Yeah. And what are we told? We told to seek the kingdom. My bad. You got it, bro.
God. This is Isaiah 30 and 1. Woe to the rebellious children.
Yeah, because how they're rebelling against the orders and the instruction that the Lord has given them through the men of the Lord, the apostles, elders, the bishops, who the Lord has set up to be shepherds of His flock. So they're ignoring those instructions, which is they're being rebellious. You got it.
Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin unto sin.
So that's what they're doing. They're adding a covering, right? They're talking about generational wealth. They're talking about, you know, they're talking about decking themselves a certain way in this society and getting along to go along, being loved by the world, and, you know, portraying this certain image. When the Lord didn't tell you that. The Lord said, prophesy against Mount Seir. The Lord said, prophesy against this place. So we ain't supposed to be in the mindset of getting along to go along. We supposed to be cursing these fucking people out. And then you had that one idiot talking about GMS stands for grumpy, what did it say? What's the acronym?
Grumpy shouting.
Yeah, grumpy men shouting. That's what the prophets of the Lord did. We supposed to be shouting.
Isaiah 58, rough, right?
Yeah, man. And that's what you Christians, you always try to come with y'all little sneak attacks, but the shit be so off. And what I mean by off, it never lines up with the scriptures. When you actually go into an investigative research, when you deal with the prophets and the men of the Lord, when you read about them, they were not nice. No, they always had a burden to deliver. All right, and this is what this place, they cannot understand that those very simple concepts, timing and place, and judgment, and as the Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter goes into, it's a time and place for everything. There's a reason for everything underneath the sun. My bad.
They take biblical views and modernize, rather than what actually the prophets were in ancient world.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
To that way of being. And Scripture said that the prophets wore rough garments.
Yep, that's right.
Cloud and
that's a cut.
And eloquent speakers with a light
Female voice. Excuse me, hey.
Right.
You know Jesus loves you.
Right.
Yeah, that Khan Lamont. Yeah, you're right.
The prophets catching hell, man.
There you go.
We'll go out there, he ain't gonna, catching hell. He might say some rude speech here and there. Paul, he said, "Go out be rude speech, not enough." But they'll offset everything now. What you're saying, because you said it's so-called curse word.
Because they're in a completely different type of spirit. They're in the spirit of appeasing the world, appeasing the wicked, justifying the wicked for reward. They're in the spirit of pretty much casting down the judgments. All right, so you got it, bro. You can finish.
Okay. Isaiah 30 and 2. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Yeah. So these people trust in the shadow of Egypt. All right. And the shadow is something that is like a forecasting, right? It's dang, I forget the term I'm using. Yeah, that's right. A covering, yeah, that's right. The covering of Egypt. You got it, bro.
It says, verse 3, it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
Right, because this place ain't right. This place is wicked. This place is completely going in. This place is going in a completely different direction than what is right and what is true. That's why the scriptures say, gross darkness, the world. It says, gross darkness, the people, covered the people, and gross darkness in the world. Roughly paraphrased. Meaning wickedness, obscurity blinds the mind of the people, especially the people at the very top in society. That's why it's so much corruption.
Right. And they offended and ashamed at the spirit of we coming in.
Yeah, because it calls them out.
Right.
John 3:19, my bad.
Well, yeah, because Yahweh he came to condemn the world.
There you go.
So that's what's offending these people.
Yeah.
Real quick, Isaiah the 31st chapter over, says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and that stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and horsemen because they are very strong, but look not into the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. And that goes to show you that's talking about Jacob, because Jacob's primarily, Jacob's supposed to be seeking the Lord. And they trust in this place because they see it's strong.
Yep.
A lot of Jakes be like, well, can't nobody come against our military. They associate themselves with America.
Yep.
It says, verse 2, yet he is wise and will bring evil, speaking about the Lord, and will not call back his words.
Yeah, why is he bringing evil? Because you people are ignoring his judgments. You're ignoring the remedy. Y'all are ignoring the things that's gonna actually fix this place, man. All right? Because ain't no judge above the Most High. He got the remedy. He got the ultimate fix. You know, and you people been fucking up and messing up for the longest. You got it.
It says, but he will arise against the house of the evildoers, and against the help of them that work iniquity. Right? And Jake,
The help that work iniquity.
Right, that's one of the main points why I put the scripture out, because they party to the crime. You know, so hand be joining hands. So
There you go.
There
you go. Yeah.
You know, so even though you didn't probably go out, you know, Jake joined the military and stuff like that. Well, unbeknownst to them, they doing the bidding of the elites. They doing wickedness throughout the earth. You know, and you got your hands in it too.
Yeah.
So it says,
We got to go back to the Haggai too. You got it.
kind of says, now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High. So Esau, he says, a mortal man. And the Lord won't prove it to him. Without saying before him that saved thee, I am a God.
Yeah.
You know, that's It says, now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High, and their horses flesh and not spirit. But the spirit is greater than the flesh. It says, when the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fail together.
Yep. See, and they shall all fail together. So what? The communion ain't coming. The uniting ain't coming.
Right.
That's over with.
Right.
You see. So that covenant that you made with death is gonna be, as the scripture disannul. It's gonna be void.
I got something right here, but going back to what you had to
Go back to Haggai. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Back to what the brother had mentioned earlier about that guy that made that comment, calling him Great Millstone, grumpy men shouting.
Yeah, grumpy man shot.
Well, look. Well, let's go on to the definition of grumpy. Okay.
Right. We always hit him in the head with something.
You know, this
No, because Jake, Jake just be talking. And you can tell that nigga was proud, man.
Yeah, he was.
I watched that video. You can tell that nigga.
Hey, yeah,
was
he
proud.
threw a shot. He threw a little shot at the
Yeah.
end, talking about
Yeah.
in the kingdom we gonna be raping people.
12-year-old
Nigga, we ain't gonna be raping no
No.
motherfucker.
He said SN.
Yeah, we ain't gonna be
SN.
no. Ain't none of that gonna be happening in the kingdom.
I mean, no
Stupid.
rape in the kingdom, man.
You stupid.
What the hell is wrong with
You live in a rape culture. America was built off of rape,
you? Right.
nigga.
And see, dudes that be saying that, them be the
main
niggas, man.
main niggas. I know.
What,
Right,
Lion?
right. See, that proves it.
Allegany?
So yeah, I'm looking at you niggas. Alligator.
No,
Why? What is that? Apostle Paul said, Apostle Paul said, study to show yourself approved.
Yeah.
Because, you going out blurting out answers, random thing, and you don't even know what these words mean. You just saying shit.
Scripture says what in Proverbs 20?
You just doing shit.
Doing
shit.
Doing shit.
Scripture says,
Hey, that's what
Proverbs
I'm saying.
29, It says, a fool uttereth his
Whole heart.
mind.
Yep.
But the righteous man keepeth the end until
That's
now.
right.
And the scripture also said, before you read it, it's like, every idle word that man shall speak, he shall give account for it. An idle word goes to shunning the labor of which one ought to perform. That means going into a topic, really thoroughly understand it before you bring it out.
Yeah, and you ain't supposed to do that because you could be you're gonna be held. You're not gonna be held innocent. Yeah, look, you could be judged. And Jake was. There's laws against that in the Lord's laws. There's actual laws against that and punishments because of that type of thing.
You can't be a false accusation.
You can't do that.
Everybody that says that a great millstone does things to little girls, man, that's false.
That's slander.
Yeah,
The scriptures call it
that's
slander.
man. But that's a false accusation.
Breaking the law.
Yeah, you're right.
You're breaking the law.
Right.
Because in the ancient world, you bring somebody to counsel and your accuser is false, you subject to judgment.
But they don't see in this world. They don't care about the repercussions. They don't take it serious.
They don't have repercussions.
See, but the Lord take it serious.
Right, yeah.
The Lord, see, y'all do it because y'all want people to hate us. That's a narcissistic type of behavior, character, the water. So they only do it because it makes it tears down our name. But in reality, you really tearing down yourself, because ultimately the Lord is the high judge, and his laws are universal, but eventually you reap what you sow. So that's why you got to be careful what you say, because it said you hear about the scriptures talk about the tongue. All right, the scriptures talk about the tongue.
That's what
you know.
Niggas is gonna be saying, "Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name?" Like,
Nope.
Nigga, you said
You've been slandered. You
Right.
slandered. You said shit that
You're
wasn't.
lying.
You said shit that wasn't right. That was wrong, and you tried to tear down a man's character. The Lord is all about dignity and honor, and that ain't honorable what these dudes are doing. They're lewd fellows. They lighthearted, so they don't care about things that could potentially hurt people's validity and character. But the Lord does.
So like the Lord told us to be soft and gentle with one another. It's not being soft and gentle. Look, to be soft and gentle is like, look, I don't want to say or do anything to offend this man.
Yep.
You know,
To love
It's one of the
brothers you love.
well. What did the scriptures say, that everything hangs on that those laws? Love your brother.
Yeah. Love the Lord, but then also
Yeah. So how can you love him if you slander him? And we're showing love by actually doing what the scriptures say, correcting and reproving.
Yeah, but these niggas in that they that feminist female spirit. Man.
Yeah.
You know, they can't talk to me like I'm not wrong, you're wrong. Like, but going back to grumpy,
So the grump is a word that comes out of grumpy, which basically means the same thing. It says a person given to constant complaining. Now,
And you're supposed to complain.
yeah, I got it right here. I got it.
what I said, you can bring it out.
You can bring it out, I got it.
A person given to constant complaining. We can bring that out.
God,
That's
yeah.
what the men of the Lord are supposed to be doing in the end time.
Look, he tried to diss, but he actually made it.
But you can't do nothing against the truth before it.
Right. This the book of Ezekiel. Man, that's beautiful. Man. That's beautiful. Grumpy.
They
Where
just-
this nigga even come from?
Right. It just showed you
He
the
came from
power.
Valley and shit, man.
Right.
Grumpy men shouting.
A teenage mutant Christian.
I like that. I'm using it. I'm gonna give you credit. Bro. Every time I say it, I'm saying that's on the shirt. Right. Teenage mutant Christian. All right, so like the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9 and verse 4, and it reads, right? It says, the Lord said, it's like the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, all right, the Israelites. It says, because Jerusalem is Hebrew, right? It says, and set a mark, all right, the Wah, all right, which means to be exempt from judgment, all right, upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. This is in the midst thereof, right here, Babylon the Great, man, okay? And guess what? Ain't nothing but abominations in the midst of it. And we complain to the Lord about it, right? Okay, we come out here and complain, you know?
This is part of the crying out, the sign and crying. It's prophesying.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Remember, I believe me and you was in the car. Was it me and you? Yeah, me and you was on the way here, right? Oh yeah, we was on the phone with the brother mine. But I had to let you brothers know. I was like, man, every time I see a man bitch, right? I just say that. Okay, it's a lot. It's my friends. Okay. No. Well, that too. But I'm talking about a man that's effeminate, man. You know. Dude is brawly as hell, beard on his, a thick beard on his face, but he just, hey girl, how you doing? You know, that does something to my spirit, man. I told this girl, I said, I sometimes want to punch him in the chest, man. You know, like how you would chastise the son like that, man up, you know, because you know that's
Vexing.
God,
That's vexing to the spirit.
that's abominable, man, for a man to act like a woman, you know.
There you go. Yeah.
It says,
And that's why niggas constantly need correcting. Niggas constantly need correcting. We constantly need correcting. Because the Lord is a man of war. He ain't dealing with nothing feminine. You got it, bro. My bad.
I'm gonna read it. Okay. Back in Ezekiel chapter 8, chapter 9, verse 4, it says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city. through the midst of Jerusalem and set a mark, the walk, upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst of it.
So you're supposed to be crying.
You're supposed to be grumpy.
You're complaining. You're supposed to be grumpy.
We're supposed to be grumpy. Yeah? All right? Right, exactly.
See? And you're supposed to be mad because
right.
you're being oppressed. Right. And if you're not mad because you're being oppressed, that means your ass accepted a gift. And what? In your heart, it destroyed the heart. So your mind is destroyed. Somebody said it, Tupac said it, it's a lot of people that said it, but once you reach the age of 30, that fire dies down in you. You just want to go along and get along. So that's why they attack us at a young age, to kindle that, not to kindle, but to quench that fire, you know? And the Lord has put a fire in us, and his word is like a fire, you know?
The Lord put that fire in us, a lot of us at the age of 30.
Yeah, see, yeah. Right, when you're supposed to go to sleep, he turned it up. Yeah. You got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 62 and verse 6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. And that seems like what all these people try to come up and say something against us complain about. All you gotta do is make rebuke videos, getting on each other. You're supposed to love your brother, blah, 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 blah.
But they don't know what love is. They don't know what building one up. And the scriptures tell you're supposed to rebuke, reprove, and you're supposed to rebuke sharply in some instances. But it do say build them up. But that's what this is all about. It's about tearing down certain imaginations that you have within yourself and building up the new man, the new. And, well, 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. So you got it. That's the world talk. That's the world talking through them. Looking at the world is talking. Yeah, exactly. The world is talking through them. They're not talking in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, because they covered themselves with a covering that's not of the Lord. We read it earlier. They covered themselves with the spirit of this world. You got it.
Okay, it says, ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish and until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
Right, because Jerusalem gonna be a praise in the earth. All right, so you're supposed to be crying unto the Lord. Why? Because of all the abominations that be done in the midst. All right, until the Lord make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Because if Jerusalem is not established, the world is going to go to shit. It's going to crumble, and Jerusalem is going to be the vanguards of the kingdom of heaven, starting with Yahweh Shai. They're going to be bringing you the future world, the future world of everlastingness, and the world riddled of the curses. All right, that's who that perfectness in the kingdom of heaven is coming through. So if you're not for Jerusalem, like you got these evangelical Christians and these people, these Christian Zionists for the establishment of the current state of Israel. All right, what are they doing? Genocide and all of this wickedness. So they're perpetuating the illness in the earth. They keep pushing the wickedness. They're supporting the wickedness. They're justifying the wicked for reward, for cash lump sums and name in this society. But we're pushing for what? The new Jerusalem. We're pushing for Yasha'Allah, the kingdom of heaven. All right, the world where actually everybody's going to benefit from, not just a fucking few.
Right. They wouldn't be pushing the agenda of those Amalekites, you know, if they wouldn't get the reward for it. If they had the ability to reward them, they'd be like, no, I ain't funding this nonsense. This shit is crazy. But regardless of how it is, they bought everybody that could be bought and everything that could be bought.
Because if you bought, you can't say nothing. Even though you might want to say something, you can't say anything.
It's in the contract.
Right.
There's nothing I can do about it.
You're like, bro,
But you asked, I got this.
Yeah, you got it.
Because what these guys are doing is wicked. It's evil works. Ecclesiastes 8:11, it says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, Therefore, the hearts of the sons of men are fully set in them to do evil, right? Because they're not getting judged right away for the shit they say. They figure like, well, they can just say it and, consequences. We just, even if what we're saying is right, like, because it's not world friendly, they scoff at it, but they feel like ain't nothing happened, But they don't understand that there's a righteous judge that's gonna hold you accountable for everything you say. We're gonna bring up the whole rap shit at the end of the day. When you sitting in judgment, you don't know like why you there in judgment.
I'm gonna open the book. Oh, okay. Here, Richard, right? Okay. Yeah. Right now, it's gonna read off all the offenses, man. All right. And guess what? Your major offense is gonna be the offenses against the man of the Lord.
Right.
See? Yep, that's right. Because we're gonna have power to judge they ass.
I got it right here.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's coming a time where the Lord's gonna judge the world in righteousness. Like everybody gonna come to the judgment. Real quick, a little bit more. It says, though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know it shall be well with them that fear the Most High and that fear before him. And when you're talking shit against the man of the Lord, like we said, do my prophet no harm. You're not fearing the Lord, man. Because the Lord is speaking through them. We're like how Moses was an intercessor, giving the word to Israel. Then you got the wicked niggas that was scoffing, was talking shit. A lot of judgment was happening because of that. The Lord set up. You set up the middle.
So like that's coming back. I believe that. I feel it. That's coming back. Any smaller, if a nigga, we about to come into a time if a 2/3 look at you wrong, man. If he devised some type of evil in his mind to do against you, man, the Lord don't judge that.
The scripture said we're gonna. I think it said we're gonna be able to call down fire from heaven, something like that. Well, the Lord's gonna be with us, man. We're gonna be cursing people.
Yeah, because the Lord, the Lord's gonna, like we talked about earlier, how the Lord's gonna, his name's gonna be glorified through his judgment. It's also gonna be glorified through the power that he gives his men. Because they're gonna look like, well, hold on, that's impossible. That has to be from God. You know what I mean? Like, it can't be that. It has to be from God. Right. They don't realize that God is
right through us.
They mind right now, like, ain't no problem. They said, oh, I got it. Hey, you had that tree, right? Both, like, y'all brothers, like, you was gonna get the woman, who's gonna get the woman, and who was gonna get the,
No, he it's like in the vision, Lord willing that happens.
Lord willing.
But me and his brother was flying. We floated all the way up in the air, way above the trees, man. He was just sitting there. He was looking towards the city. He was like in like a countryside or something. He was looking towards the city. And that brother, he didn't even look at me. He just was like, looking at the city, he said, I want all the niggas. Right? And I looked at him. I see how serious he looked. I smirked. I said, yeah, give me all the niggas. I went for every
I know that vision is real, though. Because that's how I be feeling deep down. That's how I know that vision real, because that's how I feel.
Like you had that look.
Yeah, that hatred.
And Lord willing in that time, Lord willing to be part of a number.
Because he says he shall send forth many fishers.
Yeah,
and he shall send forth hunters.
But like the look on your face, you knew it was time. You knew it was time to hunt. And by me witnessing the look on your face, I knew it. I said, all right, it's time. It's time to hunt.
Just a quick.
Okay.
This is the book of Proverbs.
A few more, and then
Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 21, laying back up what you brothers was just talking about. Proverbs 18 and 21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. That word tongue, the root word of tongue goes into Lashawan, and it literally went into false accusation and slander. So you can bring death upon yourself, falsely accused of somebody, and that which you love, whether it be death or life, you're going to eat the fruit thereof, and you're going to reap the consequences of what you've spoken. Man. So all those men that have spoken against the prophets and have said things that aren't true, you're going to be held accountable on that day. I believe it's Matthew 12. Every idle word men shall speak. They'll give account in the day of judgment.
That's why the Lord is allowing these people to say all of these different infactual things, you know, out of their mouths, man, especially about the men of the Lord. You know, the Lord's letting them rack it up, man, because guess what? It's going to be justified once that judgment hits.
I read in NLT, Proverbs 18 and 21 NLT. The tongue can bring life or death. Those who love to talk will reap the consequences. I'll read it again. Proverbs 18 and 21 NLT. The tongue can bring death or life. Those who love to talk will reap the consequences.
See, man, that's straight cut. Those who love to talk, and guess what? We dealing with mockers. Scripture said mockers shall come in the end.
Last days.
The last days.
The other one not to talk about, he has been like shining a light on a lot of Israelites out there that have been who love to talk.
See, and that's the Lord is showing us. That's all that's happening. The Lord is showing us who, you know, He's showing us those who doing all the talking. Yeah, it might vex us. We might feel a certain type of way, but no, the Lord is showing you, and then they showing themselves on camera. Not just to the world, to the angels.
Yeah, right. By the elder Menachzak, by pointing it out.
Yeah.
And
see, and they're being brought into judgment. That's heavy, bro.
Mark them, put the spotlight
see?
on, point them out.
That's heavy.
Pay them.
Mark them. Do you see? See?
Like Romans 16 and 17.
Hey, look, hey,
Romans 16 and 17.
you're right.
Mark those who
Those are your right being into.
Yeah.
Zephaniah 1 and 12. Yeah.
But by the prophets putting the spotlight on what they're saying, that's the angels are taking account of that.
Yep.
And they're taking that back to the heavens. Guess what? You gotta pay for that. You know, so you gotta pay for that, man. You know, and then the scriptures also say, if I may, the scriptures also say, what does it say? We quoted earlier. A righteous man is a little word.
I got it right here. I'll bring it up real fast. This is Sirach. This is Sirach chapter 21 and verse 20. It says, a fool lifted up his voice with laughter.
Yep, that is it.
I didn't even know that was there, but it came right.
See, and Jake, that's what Jake doing right now. They laughing.
Oh yeah.
People are laughing at the time. You ain't supposed to be laughing, because those that's laughing are being marked by us first and foremost, and then the angels see you, and you marking against the divine words and messages and instructions from the Lord. What?
Yeah.
Oh, he through. That nigga through.
We read it in Ezekiel 9. You know, if I would have kept going, you know, it goes into how the Lord sent the angel to mark that, or to give that mark to those that have been sighing and crying for the abominations done in the midst thereof, right? To protect them from judgment, right? But then the rest of them judge, you know, and not let your eyes spare, you know.
Right. Says, a fool lifted up his voice with laughter, which right now we're supposed to be in the house of mourning. You have a lot of, you know, the rest of 2/3 are in the house of feasting, you know. So then it says, but a wise man does scarce smile a little.
Yep. So hey, grumpy. To go back to grumpy.
Right,
Us complaining. A grumpy man ain't gonna be smiling and laughing all the time. We serious. That's what this truth about. It's about really truly being serious, because as the scriptures say, the prudent foreseeth the evil and hideth themselves.
And the wicked pass it down and are
Punished. And that's what's about to happen.
Right. We understand what time it is, man. All right. It's
right.
a time of war, death, lamentation, mourning, and woes.
Yeah,
Okay. And guess what? It's only about to get worse with Jacob's trouble, right? That a burning wrath of a great multitude that Esau's about to bring on the people.
Shh.
You know?
And they think that's a game.
Yeah.
The Lord's judgment is really through Esau. And that's what Jake don't really understand. Nigga, that's why he's able to cover the whole earth and heap unto himself all people, because he the Lord's whooping stick.
Right.
He gonna be the ultimate judgment for most of you niggas out here. For all you niggas. Even you niggas that's claiming you Israelite, he definitely gonna be a thorn in y'all side.
And he's not gonna play with him. So
Hell no.
he's not gonna play with him. You see what he was doing to niggas in 2020? When they gave him that curfew. What's that curfew hit? I forgot what city that was. Remember they had the police walking down the street with armor? And
It was on the East Coast, wasn't it?
Yeah, kind. Remember dude was on his porch filming them, and then a fucking cop shot at his ass, like, get your ass back in the house. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. and fucking shot at the porch, man. Like, look, Esau's not gonna play with you niggas, man, all right?
And Jake going on that civil rights, when the cops and shit, scriptures say agree with thine adversary. You know, Jake had the fringes on. Did y'all see the video?
Yeah, when he got pulled over?
Yeah. And they was lenient. Because they could have been like, all right, nigga, shut up. Get on the ground. Get on.
Slapped him a ticket, but he got himself searched in his car and had weed, you know.
Dumbass.
Dumbass. You should have just shut up and took the ticket and left.
But see, if you're not following the spirit in this time, your ass is through. Go ahead, bro.
I was going to say, because Esau, he said, like, I tried to be lenient with him. I tried to be very, very, what is the word he used?
Cordial.
Yeah, he said, I tried to work with him. And he was just being real, like, just bitchy towards the Esau.
Bitchy.
And then he quoted the scripture. Then he started quoting scriptures to the police.
And as soon as he did that, the Lord put the spirit on Esau. Esau said, you know what, I'm just gonna arrest your ass.
That's it. After he said
And
that.
and at the end of the video, he said, and you know what, since you want to be an asshole towards me, I'm gonna throw the book at him. I'm gonna put every charge on him that I can.
Oh,
I said, now,
It's like it. But he never been busted with guns and drugs.
yes.
And all that would have been hidden, but he was doing wicked shit anyway. So the Lord had him to be arrogant for the cops and get all that exposed.
Niggas is stupid. So. Niggas and fringes, bro. Like, niggas is just stupid.
T-shirt.
Right, t-shirt and fringes.
T-shirt.
Look, you see them niggas all the time when they go to work, man. It's a nigga coming
Facts.
with some fringes on his shirt. Nigga wearing all black, because we gotta wear all black, and you know.
With fringes on.
With fucking fringes with the border of blue on this shit. I'm like, yeah. Bro, I'm gonna take a picture of that shit next time. I don't even care. I'm gonna take a picture and send it to you.
You right in front of the camera. You know what? You Esau, man. You know, y'all been doing it like he's out of like, bro.
Right? What you need me to do? You know, that's his boss and shit. He's like, you know, you're going to slavery, right? What you need me to do? What's on the agenda for today?
All right, bro. We go ahead and cut it.
I got one. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, and I'll start at verse 2. And it reads, do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? All right. And who are the saints? The Israelites. Okay.
Elect.
But on this side, guess what? It's the remnant, the elect, chosen. All right. It says, do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
Hey.
So like the reason why I brought this out is something we was talking about earlier. Oh yeah, because Jake always complaining about us rebuking, you know, and pointing out the false doctrines and the plagiarism that's going on in Israel. You know, all the folly. You know, it's like, dude, we're supposed to do that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, on top of that's a part of us crying out too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because guess what? We can only judge it if we see that it's something wrong with it. It's like no, hey, what the hell is that going on over there? Why y'all doing it? No, y'all not supposed to do that. You're supposed to do this according to God's laws. You know.
Yeah.
You see.
Yeah,
The
man.
scripture says, know ye not that the saints shall judge the world.
I just read it.
So like.
You sleep now,
No.
man.
That's spirit.
Hey, that's it, then. I
I'm
mean,
quoting it, but
yeah, come on.
Yeah, but you know, that's one.
Yeah, man. The elect got the respect to put the world in check.
There's one more verse in there. Verse 3. Okay. Yeah.
God.
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 3. It says, "Know ye not?" It's like know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? Yeah.
See?
That's the point I was going to say. How much more things that pertain to this life? You know, the small matters. You know, because in the world, if we have the spirit fully within us, we're gonna judge according to the righteous standard of the law.
We're gonna judge everything in the future world, and that the future world it starts with us. So we're gonna judge every thought, every misdeed, and we're gonna correct it all because it's gonna be we're gonna make the world perfect. So that's why it's gonna be it's gonna be an everlasting correction.
Yeah, right. Everlasting correction.
Scripture says they shall be brought to shame. They'll be shivering like, man, you know what I'm thinking too, right?
Yeah.
What can I do? Like, hey,
Like, I'm gonna need y'all to, whoa, what?
right.
Right away. As soon as they think, what? Yeah, grab him.
But that's what you talk about. With his technology. You wanna
Yeah,
know,
the
like,
pre-crime. Yeah, pre-crime.
Right. You're gonna be the ultimate AI.
Right.
That's why he wants to put a chip in you. So
We gonna be like the angels. We already be able to discern spirits. We ain't even got that much power. Just imagine when in the future world, when we gonna see your thoughts in subtitles. But yeah, man, brother, close out.
All right, hey, with that, Lord, we're going to testify to the body, the fat, the sheep, the spirit, power, Yahweh, Shine. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, and Hakodash.
the body of our apostle, that is a great millstone of the teach well, and Shalom, and peace and citations to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom and the Bible ball.
Bible ball, shalom.